welcome back to the On the Slab Horror Show, the show we bring you each and every Friday night. Gentlemen, it's your turn. Why do we bring it on a Friday night?
Because Friday night's horror night, baby.
Damn straight. And we're mixing it up a little bit tonight. I'm back hosting the show because we're going to have a chat with two boys tonight about their little trek across the pond to For the Love of Horror.
We crossed international waters.
You brought it, man.
On a plane.
Of course, we must state that your party was meant to be of 4, but it ended up with 2 because of personal reasons and that kind of stuff. So I hope you had a great time. Anyway, I know you did, but
oh yeah.
Let's have a talk about it. So you went over on. Well, first of all, you went to the For the Love of Horror con convention. Where was that? In Manchester, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's in
Manchester.
The BEC Arena in Manchester. It's in the middle of nowhere.
It's a warehouse.
It's
legitimately just a big warehouse in an industrial estate.
So in terms of would it be? Have you been to the National Convention Centre over here?
No.
Yeah, I have, but it was years ago.
Yeah, that was pretty big. I remember being at it for a tattoo convention.
This so when you walk into the BEC Arena, so you come in this door, and it splits left and right, and it's like all the traders are on one side, and then the stage, the panel, the bar, the photo areas, and the guests are all on the other side. But then you walk down to where the stage is, and it cuts left again, and there's another big section where there's more guests.
Massive area,
which for that kind of thing is perfect, yeah.
Yeah, and then he has a car park outside where he had amusements and stuff like that. Yeah, now, when I say amusements, there was a ghost train, and then there was a merry-go-round, and that's obviously that was
Jeepers Creepers truck.
Yeah, but so the merry-go-round was an homage to the Lost Boys, because that was kind of that was their main selling point this year.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really good. It looked really, really good. Now I have to give it to them.
A big shout out to Monopoly and Neil and Ben and the team. They put on the thing and it went off without a hitch.
Yeah.
So even from the handlers, they were so nice that sit with the guests and stuff.
Yeah, you could go up and have a chat to them when
any of the
guests
staff
weren't there. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, we landed there at what? Say we got to the hotel at maybe 5:30, checked in, got to the room and literally dropped our bags and had to go straight out because we were heading out to the screening of The Lost Boys with Jason Patrick.
Lovely.
Live Q&A.
Yeah, so they played that while the film was on, and we're just talking to him, and he was given little little interesting tidbits about the film, stuff you'd never know. What was one?
We'll put one to King here. Here's a bit of trivia for you, King. Do you know why Kiefer Sutherland wore gloves in the movie?
Well, I would like to say that he was a junkie and he was shooting up through his knuckles, but no.
No. He so you know the motorbike he has?
Yeah.
He tried to impress a girl on the boardwalk, fell off and broke his hand. Or broke his wrist.
What an idiot.
Yeah.
So they put the gloves on over the cast.
Oh.
That's what Jason Patrick said. Now, whether whether that's entirely true or not is another question, but that's the story he's given. Kiefer Sutherland might give you a different story.
He also said he went home with the girl.
He did also say that he went home with the girl. So, but he was very good, and they didn't ask him, oh, why was he wearing gloves? He volunteered that. He was like, oh, did you ever wonder why he was wearing? It was really, it was interesting, and
Yeah, we left the screening, and we were lucky enough to be selected to go to Sony's 1 week early pre-screening of Thanksgiving, the Eli Roth's new slasher movie.
Nice.
Yeah, and so we made it to, I think it was the Odeon Cinema in Manchester in the Trafford Centre.
Yeah, the Odeon Cinema, fucking pain in the arse to get to, even when you're in the place.
Oh, you had to walk all the way around the Trafford Centre to try and find the entrance to it.
And we went in, and as you're sitting down, they brought someone out, and they're like, listen, this guy works for Sony, and he's like, you can see it up on the screen here. There's to be no reviews, previews, or anything like that before the 15th at 2 p.m. because that's the release time over here. He was like, I don't no one is to put anything up about this. You can put up a tweet saying, "Oh, I really enjoyed it," or this, that, and the other. But like, there's to be no spoilers. There's to be no like, "Oh, we've reviewed the film and we've put it up already." He said none of that.
And they did
And
ask
they,
then not to release who John Carver was.
yeah, so like obviously don't give away who the killer is in it. And it was good. I would the best way to describe it is kind of it's similar to Scream, but with a
Yeah.
kind of Back to the Future um sort of element to it, because it's kind of set like, even though it's not set years ago, it kind of acts like it's set years ago in some ways.
I don't know. I wouldn't say that now. I would have said it's Scream crossed with just Eli Roth, really.
Yeah, but the other way,
It's
like
visceral. It's bloody.
yeah, but
It's...
I'm kind of more going with the fact that they went like the person was dressed as someone from the
sorry, yeah,
like
the
from
character itself.
yeah, the character itself is like, oh, we're gonna bring that back to life and stuff. It was
Yeah,
like, it was very good.
he's
Some of the
dressed as a
kills
pilgrim.
some of the
So-
kills in it were fucking amazing. Like,
Yeah.
that's the only thing I say. I won't give anything else away about the film, but some of the kills are fucking brilliant in it.
And are you going to
That
review it?
scene.
We will review it, but we're kind of it's out in the cinema and stuff now, obviously. So
What a job for Patrick Dempsey going into a horror movie after so long.
yeah, it was very good. Now, like, I mean, is it as good as Scream? No, but it's up there.
It's number
Like,
11 on my list for the year, I think.
yeah, you have it quite high. Now, it has to be your cup of tea. If you're not into fast-paced slasher films, you're not going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So that was a nice kind of bonus for the Friday night, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, so only
until
some
we tried
people
to get
got
home.
that. It was a like a lucky dip sort of thing.
Yeah.
So loads of people signed up, and only X amount of people got.
200 tickets, I think it was, for 3,000 applications. Yeah. Oh no, I must say, really enjoyable, good movie. The lads got a great deal done with Sony to get that out. And there was even a little message from Eli Roth there as well.
Ah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Would have been better if he was there to do it in person, but
Yeah,
You never
but
know.
again,
Maybe sometime down the line he might. You know.
like they had Tim fucking Curry 2 years ago, lads.
yeah, they're building very, very big. So it'll just be a matter of who they decide to go for each year, I guess. Like, they tend to go with a theme. So we always have a bit of a, like, we've no inside information, even though we do know the boys. They genuinely will not tell us anything.
No, I suppose that's their job. You know what I mean? They're friendly
No,
with
yeah, of
everybody,
course.
but
They're not going to tell anyone anything, because if it doesn't pan out that way, then everyone's going to be like, oh, you said this, you said that. But we always kind of like to have a bit of a guessing game as to, oh, well, this is the anniversary for this, are they going to do that? And like, sometimes, yeah, you're right, but then other times, yeah, it's just, oh, we got 2 or 3 people from that film, so we just went with it.
yeah. So like, obviously, we left the cinema, went home, got to sleep, went to the con early on the Saturday, walked in not knowing what to expect. Obviously, we'd seen some things on the Friday night that was going to be there. Couldn't get near the trader stalls on the Friday night. Walked in, and it was just a wall of everything. Anything
Yeah.
you can think of.
Yeah.
People, pictures, t-shirts, any kind of materials you can think of.
Any horror related.
Not all of it, even.
Yeah, like, some of it would have been like, so on the side here, I have this picture up. So obviously I have it just kind of superimposed here behind me, but this
I
was
have my one.
yeah. So Greg has his one there. So it's a canvas picture. Now we got the prints, so you can buy the originals from the artist who was there.
If you're looking for him on Instagram, he's the Art of Fish. Sorry, I dropped the posters that I'm going to show you.
So
but
We'll
yeah,
put links up for his Instagram.
yeah, we'll have a link and stuff. He was a really nice guy. We were chatting to him after I bought the paintings, and genuinely insanely cheap for the quality. Like, I'm not going to give prices or anything, because I don't know. Like, maybe his prices will go up. Maybe they'll be different depending on where you're buying from. So, but I will tell you that they were less than half of what I expected when I saw them on the Friday night. I said to Greg immediately, I was like, depending on what he's charging for them, I'm going to get one. And then when we went in Saturday, it was the first thing I went over to him, and I was like, how much are the the pictures, and he was like, yeah, they're this much, and I was like, yeah, I'm definitely getting that. Like that is just, for the price. So you could buy the original, or you could buy a print. Now the print isn't like just a piece of paper. He essentially takes the drawing he's already done, prints it out onto canvas, and then the canvas is over like a wooden frame and stuff. So it looks really, really good. So
You
that's
have your
what
one there, Greg. Yeah, show us the back of it.
Greg has his one there. My one's in the other room. So
Yeah,
that's the back.
good, yeah.
yeah,
Like it's
so
good and deep as well.
Yeah.
So I
And
got
obviously the
Scream
front.
because obviously that's my one. Greg got his one. And he was the first stall as we kind of walked in. He was the first thing we seen.
Directly opposite the bar.
Yeah, and then you go around and just there was like beside him was another t-shirt stall, which is where I got this
that was
Crow.
Hell on shirts.
Hell on shirts. So I got this on the Sunday. They didn't have the Crow ones out on the Saturday.
Do you know what? I think they did have them out on the Saturday and just sold out because there was loads of people wearing that t-shirt.
I think people pre-ordered it because when I asked, they were like, "No, we didn't bring any in on the Saturday, and we only brought them in on the Sunday because they were at the back of the van."
Yeah.
So I don't know, but either way, yeah, like
they were
again, good quality, relatively cheap, and then beside them there was loads of other stalls as well.
Yeah.
They had this card game. Now I don't have the cards with me here.
But we are going to do them on a couple of the shows.
I'm going to bring them out now for whenever we have guests on, or even just ourselves. It's basically how well do you know me? And it gives you, it's like Cards Against Humanity. So it gives you all these vulgar questions, and you're like, what do you think the right answer would be? So like we opened one of the pages, and it was like, what would you do if you walked in and your boss masturbating?
Yeah, so there's 3 different ones. There's like a charades one, which we didn't get because obviously doing it on a show, hand movements and stuff don't always come through clear enough, so it wouldn't really work. There was one that was like punishments, and then the other one is which is the one that we ended up getting, is the like what would you do sort of, but it's like really weird situations. Like as Greg said, they're just mental.
Yeah, he was nice enough. He gave them to us.
Yeah, he gave us the deck of that, and he was just like.
I'm just trying to find his actual name there. I think it was Evil Cards.
Evil Cards, wasn't it?
Yeah, so what would you do?
Yeah, and yeah, like it looks like it'll be a good bit of crack. So we'll do a couple of those in future episodes, Greg. Future episodes, but yeah, like that was there. That was another stall. Then on the far side, there was a few, like there was some props from Killer Clowns from Outer Space,
which I really watched the other day. It's fucking awesome.
The props were really good. There was props from Lost Boys. There was props from The Witches, which is the Roald Dahl book. Now, not the new film, the original film.
The one that Angelica Houston used.
Yeah, now I forgot, like, I haven't watched that film in years. I watched it when I was a kid and stuff. I forgot how good the masks and stuff were in that were. Like, they're
much better than the new one.
Really fucking good. Like I think I'm definitely gonna rewatch that at some point because I'd forgotten how good the masks and stuff were. And it was
the screen used prop as well.
Wow.
Yeah, so like he had the proper stuff there, and then there was a guy that did hot sauce. Greg already knew him.
Dean. Good shout out to Dean from Dean and the Dead Hot Sauce.
Yeah, we were chatting to him.
I think I nearly killed my son the other day giving it to him.
Yeah.
Now, before I say anything and people give out about it, he's been asking me since the day I got home, can he try it? He wanted to try the extremely hot sauce, which was Ghost Reaper chili and blueberry. And there's an 18's warning on the bottle, so I wouldn't give it to him. So I let him try the For the Love of Horror branded one, and it nearly killed him.
Yeah, he was very upset about it.
Now, to be fair to him, that only lasted about 4 or 5 seconds, and then he was grand.
Yeah, but like the initial shock of it, but like it's
traumatized the poor child.
Yeah,
it was like Dean was really cool as well. We were chatting to him for a good bit at the convention. Like we stopped and we were chatting away to him, and you could try all of the sauces he had there. Like they had a bowl of tortilla chips, and you could just kind of put a little bit of the sauce onto it, and then. He said that
tortilla chips later we stopped.
What was he saying? He was saying that he was like, I better buy chips because what what happened at like another thing that he was doing, it was people were putting out like a little dab of it on their finger and then tasting it, and he was like, yeah, that's fine. But then the problem was that like 2 or 3 minutes later they'd put their hand up to their eye to wipe away like a tear, and he was like, and all that was happening was everyone was burning the fuck out of themselves, and he was like, right, I've learned from that, I better provide a few tortilla chips here.
I mean, if that's the worst thing you're gonna have to buy, but I will say he has some fucking tasty sauce.
Yeah, so that's the For the Love of Horror one there.
This is the one they do For the Love of Horror every year.
What's it called? Evil what?
It's called Evil Rises.
Oh, nice.
Right. What does it say? It's 3 out of 5 in terms of his spicy Diablo hot sauce. Really cool glass bottle.
Yeah.
His signature label. So this is the one that Finn tasted the other night.
Oh god.
So if any of you checked out the show that the lads done with him before the con, the hot sauce challenge, this was number 3 on his list out of 7.
Yeah, so that tells you how high it goes.
Right. Then I bought a little barbecue-ish one, which is called Jamaican Jerk. You know, it says Caribbean Scream on it, but the name on the list was Jamaican Jerk.
Yeah.
This one is 3 as well.
Yeah, it's a lot milder though because of the contents of it. Like it's
probably sweeter, is it?
Yeah, it's
sweeter.
pink grapefruit in it.
Yeah, and then the last one is the Carolina Reaper and blueberry.
Nice.
So this is the one that my son, who is 7 years of age, wanted to taste. Right? This is 4 chilies out of 4.
Jesus.
Oh,
But it has this on the side of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you couldn't.
Now it is very nice, but yeah, like it will like.
Yeah.
I'd say I don't think you'd want to cover your food in it if you put it that way. I think it's kind of one of those ones you want to have kind of on the side and dip into it.
Yeah.
Because if you cover your food in it, I think it'll just blow the mouth off you.
Now, I will say, I made dinner the other day for myself. I made pork chops and chips, and I used the For the Love of Horror one and put it over it.
Yeah, I think you could probably do it with that one, but I think that Carolina Reaper one, you'd be pushing your limits there with that.
But yeah, big shout out to Dean.
Yeah, there was like
stuff.
So a lot of these people Greg kind of knew through, you know, his networking and stuff, which was deadly. But like everyone at the convention was super friendly. Like genuinely, everyone we talked to was really friendly. All the like the stalls and stuff. So there was loads and loads of stuff. Like you could easily go there for the day and not be bothered seeing a single guest. Like if you're a merchandise collector, loads of stuff you wouldn't. Well. Yeah, like loads of stuff you wouldn't even be thinking. Like so, like we each got stuff like that. There was also like kind of lights. So like they're glass thing that are shaped and then they'd light up, which I was looking at and I was like, oh, I might get one of them. I didn't end up getting it in the end. But then there was loads of other stuff like the posters here on this side.
Yeah.
So these ones are kind of like newspaper articles.
Headlines, yeah.
And there's different films. So like I have obviously Scream there, and then The Lost Boys. Greg has one there for.
I have my one.
His favorite. So Greg's one looks kind of burnt, and obviously that's because the whole idea is that, you know, he got burnt in the fire.
Young man Freddy there.
Yeah, there was a couple of different ones for like Halloween. So there was one for the original Halloween, one for Halloween Kills, one for Halloween Ends. So like they'd all have different stories, and like there's actually like little stories and stuff written in them.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was loads of them, like Texas Chainsaw.
Werewolf was there, wasn't it?
American Werewolf was there. It was only there on the Saturday though. It was gone by the Sunday.
It was gone when we went there on the Sunday. And then he had other like posters. They wouldn't be posters, I guess. Some of them are kind of posters. Some of them were just like images, like something like that.
Deadly.
So
this one
they
you
were
like
good.
though, King.
Oh, class.
Big Bruce.
That's deadly.
So there was loads of stuff like that. Like we bought that. Then there was Funko Pops. Picked up a few. I was looking at a few other things, like a few other Neko figures, and then kind of statues and stuff. But I was kind of thinking, one, they were quite expensive, and two, I was like, it's not even that. I have to now transport it back. I said, sticking that in a suitcase and then putting the suitcase through the airport, like
The
I
risk.
don't have enough like bubble wrap and stuff to wrap it up in to guarantee that like when I take that out, it's not going to
Yeah.
have broken. So I was like,
in terms
not
of
going to take that.
figures and masks and stuff,
Oh, the
big shout.
masks were amazing. There was a Jaws one, and I was very tempted to buy
The
it.
Jaws mask.
Yeah,
Big shout out
fucking deadly.
to CM and the crew over at Mad About Horror.
Yeah, I bought a nice Scream T-shirt off them. I don't have it at the moment; it's in the wash. But
yeah, their stuff was just off the charts. They do a lot of, I think they do a lot of stuff with trick or treat masks and stuff.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the Jaws mask was there that Ted was talking about.
oh,
But
so,
they
it
had-
looked
They
so
had
good.
everything. They had
I gotta
Jeepers
check that
Creepers.
out.
They had Freddy Krueger. They had the 1978 Halloween mask. They had the Ends mask.
Yeah.
But it was there. We seen some of the real figures. They had a what was it? Platinum edition Patrick Bateman.
Oh, nice.
It was
Yeah,
£300.
in the suit and stuff. Like it,
Yeah.
it looks deadly. They're probably they're like what they were, kind of like halfway between what you collect and what I collect, King.
Yeah.
Like you collect action figures, so they were the size of action figures, maybe a little bit bigger, but they were more statue based. So they were one solid piece, not like you can't move them and stretch their arms out and stuff. But they looked really good. So I'm probably going to check them out, and I might actually end up just buying something and getting it shipped here. My big thing was I didn't want to buy it there, stick it in just a suitcase without the wrapping, and then get it broken, and then be like, well, there's fucking 300 or 400 quid down to Swanee.
That'd be insured and all if you bought it off.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
But it wasn't even just that. They had loads, didn't they? They had creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh, stuff like that's just really like to the side that you don't really think of. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like they had the biggest stall.
Yeah,
by
definitely.
far.
I'm
Them
sure
and Hell-On shorts.
my wallet would have just borne through everything, I'd say.
Yeah, and that's what I said to Greg when I went over. I was like, I've brought, like, I didn't bring cash, but I hadn't had the card and stuff with me. Now I did get cash out just in case, but in general, I was like, I'll have card and cash. Now, the guests this year, they were very good. They just didn't happen to line up to exactly what I wanted them to be.
I think last year would have been perfect for
last
all
year,
of us.
Ideal. Absolutely
Last year,
perfect.
and like
we all would have got something out of it.
Yeah, no, like that's kind of the risk, you know, when you buy the tickets early, you may or may not, they may or may not be the guests that you want, but like they were very good guests. They just, some of them just didn't fall into exactly what I wanted.
But did you meet any of them?
Yeah, so I have one here. My cousin wanted an autograph from the really, really sound Quinn Lord, who obviously played Sam in Trick or Treat.
Oh, deadly, yeah.
Obviously that the strike had ended by the time we got there. They actually had the prints on the tables.
Yeah, which was great because if the strike hadn't ended and you didn't have something with you to get signed, like they couldn't give you a print because
Which also
that
happened
breaks
to
their
me
things.
on a couple of times when I went to see Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. I didn't bring it with me. I thought you got something there.
Yeah.
So
but yeah, it was cool.
you can see me and the Ted lad there with the legend that is Doug Tate, former
Yeah.
guest. You can see me repping the t-shirt there.
Yep.
Kind of.
Added. Alright, nice.
Yeah, so we met him. His wife was there with him, and we were
she was lovely.
Yeah, we were chatting to both of them. They were over in Ireland beforehand. We had said to Doug, I think it was off air, we were chatting to him after we did the show, and he was saying obviously he was going over for the Love of Horror, and we were like, when are you flying in? Like, he was like, oh yeah, this, that, and the other, I'd love to go to Ireland. I was like, we were like, it's a 40-minute flight. He was like, what? I said, yeah, it's 40 minutes. Like, like, it'll take you longer to get to and from the airport than it will to get on the plane and land in Ireland. So they flew over here first and spent a couple of days here and then went over to England. So
they flew over on the Friday, near enough the same time we did.
Yeah, they're on a different flight, I think, because we didn't see them. But
cool moment that we were standing talking to Dean with the hot sauce, and I turned around, Doug poked me with a sword. He recognised who we were, like, he poked me with the sword. Because he was going in to do his costume photo shoot where he has the Jason one where he's holding the Freddy head.
Oh, deadly.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Then
and he was like,
obviously
drop over and we'll have a chat and stuff. So
yeah, so we were over chatting to him, and like we waited until there was kind of no one around. We didn't want to be over chatting to him while people were queued up to get stuff off him. Like, that's just disrespectful. You know, he's there to work as well.
Yeah.
Then we met Lavera from
the new
Terrifier.
Nice.
horror queen.
Was that just a real quick heavy how's it going sign and go?
Yeah, so all
I
of the
nearly got
photos,
rammed out of it, trying to have a conversation.
Did you?
all of the photos are really like, you get in, you take your photo, and they're like, get out now. Like,
Well,
there's
actually,
no,
Doug gave us a couple of minutes conversation. Well, a
we
couple of
got
seconds.
we got maybe 2 or 3 words in with Doug. But like for most of them, yeah, it's you get in, you're out. So like the photos are very quick. If you actually want to have a chat to anyone, it's an autograph you're getting. But yeah, like
Okay.
it was.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Ed.
No, I was just gonna say it was cool. Like it's very well organized and stuff in that sense. That you're not going to be standing in a queue for 6 hours for the photo.
Yeah.
And
now,
Ted obviously got one with Lavera. I don't have that one though.
yeah, no, I got one with Laverne. Now we were meant to get the one with her in
goat.
Yeah, so Greg got.
That's John Jarrett from Wolf Creek.
Yeah.
Nick
So
Taylor.
we were meant to with Lavera. We were meant to get the one where she was in her costume,
Angel.
the Battle Angel costume.
But Customs held it.
But it was held up by Customs, so unfortunately that wasn't taken for people. But like that's grand. Like
Swiftly sorted out as well.
Yeah, the only reason that that either of us were getting it was because that's the iconic look from the film. So it was kind of like, well, if she can't do it, she can't do it. Like, I'm not going to complain. Like, no one really complained. Oh, well, I don't want the photo. Then it was just kind of like, well, unfortunately, that's just not the case.
She seemed fully game for it because the guy in front of us asked, could he pick her up?
Yeah, so he had her up in his arms and stuff. But some of the staff were a little bit. They weren't happy with that at all.
No, she was happy with it. So
he said it was okay. So one of the staff said like, oh no, she gave the okay for that. But the other staff was like, yeah, well, don't do it again. Like that. And that's fair enough. Like they're in charge of making sure of her safety and this, that, and the other. So that's fine. But yeah, like it was cool. Photos were really quick.
Couple seconds, I'd say, from when you walk out the back. So you go around the line now. You go into this it's sectioned off by curtains.
Yeah.
And then photo shots done. You walk out, and the printer's right outside. Prints it off, hands it to you, and off you go.
Like you get Santa Claus.
Oh yeah. Like
much.
You get it immediately. Like it's sort of like if you went on, a ride in Universal and there was no queue to get your photo. You go up, you go that one, and they just hand it to you. There you go. With that immediately, like.
As it says, Monopoly have a very well run.
Yeah. Then they have the.
We left it. Then we went and watched Leah Versi do Clown Cafe.
Yeah, so she got up and sang that both days.
That woman has a set of lungs.
Yeah, very very good, very good singer. Now, to be fair, she got up and she did it, and it was really well done.
Their panel, Elliot Fulham, Leah Versi, and Lauren Rivera had a really good panel as well.
Deadly.
There was a lot of really good panels, to be fair.
I think the most talked about moment really came on the Sunday when Alicia Sutherland done hers and was like, I don't like horror, and you could hear the whole place go,
get out of here, get out of town.
Imagine doing one of the most iconic bad villains in the last 20 years and not liking horror.
Yeah. No, but again, as I said to Greg after she said that, I was kind of like, I do get it. Like, this is her job. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, she was offered a role in a film that she was like, that looks like it's going to be a bit of a blockbuster. It's already got a following. Yes, I'll take it. It'll get my name out there. It might not be my favorite genre. But
fucking smashed it too.
She did really well. And who's to say that she might have enjoyed doing that, so she might end up doing more horror. Like, she didn't say, oh no, I'm never going to do horrors again. She just said that horror wasn't her genre of film.
Yeah, to be fair, she did say it was to watch as well. She doesn't really watch it. I wouldn't say she's averse to.
Yeah, I'd say it's just some people don't like watching horrors. Do you know what I mean? That's fine.
Saturday then we left, went back to the hotel, had a few beers in the hotel, went back to the after party. And
the after party was very good. Yeah.
Lightning cool moment as we were walking in. And there was no queue in front of us because I think the party opened at 7. We got there about 10 past.
Yeah, 10 quarter past.
As we were walking in, Neil, one of the guys who run it, was walking in beside us, and he was walking in with Billy Ritt from the Lost Boys.
Ah,
got an old handshake and stuff.
deadly.
Like he had absolutely no hesitation of walking back and talking to us either.
Deadly. That's
Yeah, like
cool.
he could have just breezed past us. Like we said, we said hi to the Neil, like, and then we were like, oh, hi Billy, and he kind of stopped and turned around and chatted to us for, it wasn't for a long time. It was for
Yeah.
maybe 10,
15
30 seconds, whatever.
Yeah.
But it was more than he had to do. Like he could have
Oh,
just been
yeah.
like, fuck yous, and just walked off. Like, but he seemed like a cool enough dude.
So the after party was off the charts good though. It was like they
Yeah.
had Rocky Oki on 3 different occasions. Now they had G Tom Mac play, who played maybe 45 minutes too long. No offense
Yeah.
to the lads who ran it.
Who was it?
The
GT
man
Mac?
G Tom Mac,
Tom
who
Mack,
done
so
he wrote Cry Little Sister and stuff for Lost
Oh,
Boys.
right.
now
No.
he's got a very interesting story in terms of like, so he's from Bristol, I think it was Bristol or Birmingham, I can't remember. He's from England, and he did really well for himself, and he's written a lot of songs, but most of the really good songs he's written have been
People.
he's written for other people, so
Right.
he didn't play them. So he played a lot of his own stuff, which was kind of fine. But if you didn't know him, it's kind of like going to a band and you don't know any of their songs. Like, it's not that it's bad, but you're just kind of like, I can't really get into this because I don't actually know any of the songs. So everyone was kind of waiting, or well, I personally felt that I was just waiting for him to get to the one song that I did know from Lost Boys. Do you know what I mean?
We obviously buddied up with Annie's Horror. Shout out to Annie there, and her friends. So it wasn't just the two of us wandering around.
Yeah, so like we were listening away. That was grand. And then the Rocky Oki was interesting.
Your man done Tenacious D was deadly.
I will say it was interesting in the sense that the same way karaoke is always kind of interesting. You'll get one person up who's really good, and then the next person will just be not great, and you're like, oh, I would not like to be the person following the one that was really good if I'm not that good. Like,
Yeah.
the Rocky Oki and stuff again, and yeah, like people were just singing songs. So like Tenacious D was one of them. Somebody did Smells Like Teen Spirit. Then there was a couple of like pop songs and stuff. Two lads did Backstreet's Back. That was pretty cool. One lad really knew the lyrics. The other lad had a lot of enthusiasm, but like only really knew the chorus.
Yeah.
And they kept trying to like, oh, we'll each do bits of it, and it was kind of like, yeah, maybe you should just do all of it and just let him come in on the chorus, because he doesn't really seem to know it. But no, that could have just been like he could have had a few drinks as well, and it was just, up on stage he'd kind of forgotten about it. But yeah, it was really like the after party was really good. That ran from 7 to kind of
guess this year, although as we said they didn't really fall for us, there was some great guests. Like Costas Mandalore went off the charts with people.
Yeah.
People were big on him. Now I
He
could
was
see
going
him
around in the Man United hat. He was.
Oh God.
I could see him possibly being. He was kind of the last minute one this year, so I could see them potentially being like.
Well, that's his second last minute deal, I think, with them.
Yeah, but I could see them possibly bringing him over and booking it earlier another time when they're doing Saw. As I said, they tend to go with a theme, so they might end up doing a Saw one at some point, and he's obviously going to come back because he's worked with them before, and they like that's the second time he's come over for them kind of last minute, so that he obviously feels a good relationship with them. Do you know what I mean?
And it was late. They booked him with what, a week to go?
Yeah. Now, when we got there, it was announced kind of as we got there that 2 guests weren't going to make it. So one guest was kind of the
great Tim Capello,
sort of like their mascot. So Tim Capello, they got him to do one of the first conventions, and they got on really well with him. Everyone really liked him. So he's actually done like nearly every convention for them since. Whether the Lost Boys are there or not, he's done that. So this year would have been a big year to have him there. He got sick the day of his flight and couldn't get out of bed. So he texted them and he said, listen, like, I'm really sick. I'm not going to be able to make that flight. Like, I'm not going to be able to make the convention. And listen, people were disappointed that he wasn't going to be there, but they understood. Like, he reached out and he said that he couldn't make it. And, what can you do?
We got word of that on Friday just as we walked out of the cinema.
Yeah, now, Janet Jameson just didn't show up, and they couldn't contact her. And I don't want to go too much into detail, but like that to me is just a bit shitty. Like, didn't contact them, like,
And
just
then
didn't get on her flight.
released a statement on the Saturday night on Instagram, being like, "Oh, we didn't. I've had issues with my passport." And all
like
of a sudden she was in Chicago at another con that weekend.
Now, this is just from our point of view. This is nothing. This isn't like
this is nothing to do with Monopoly.
The lads didn't say anything to us about what they felt or anything, but like at a personal level, even if I had been planning to see her, I wouldn't want to see her next year. Yeah. Myself, I'd be like, no, it's actually grand. I'm not going to pay to see her. Like, that to me is just disrespectful. I don't want to meet someone who does something like that, like with no regard for the people that were meant to be meeting her.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, Ted, how would you rate the con experience? Considering it was my first ever con.
So that wasn't great. This was brilliant. The stalls were amazing. Now there was different stalls there on the Saturday and different stalls there on the Sunday. So most of them were the same, but obviously some people only took one day. So then their stall was just switched out for a different stall the next day. Like, there was loads of really good stuff. The props were really cool. You could go up and get a picture with it. There was loads of people dressed up. We sent guys dressed as the Predator, and we ended up chatting to one of them. They actually don't know each other. So when we got the picture of two of them, it was just that they actually happened to walk by each other. And people were like, oh, can we get a picture with you guys? And then they were there, and they were like, come on, get in. And I was like, no, I don't want a picture of me with you. I want a picture of you guys. Like, I just want a picture of you guys in your costume.
Brilliant.
So we were chatting to one of the guys, and he was like, guess how much it cost? And I was like, well, that depends. I said, how much money did you spend and how much time did you spend? And he was like, right, I'll tell you how much money I spent. He was like, I spent 50 quid. And like, you've seen the photo. But I was like, right, so how much time did you spend? And he was like, I put about 400 hours or so into it. Now,
wow.
The 50
quid, the liquid latex and everything.
Yeah, so he basically had a morph suit on, which is where probably most of the, like, that's probably like £30, and the rest of the £20 was spent on like materials for the stuff he built. But it was fucking brilliant. He put loads of effort into it. Looked really good. Then there was loads of other people with like, really, like, we didn't even get pictures of all of them. There was
the They Live lad was off the charts good.
The They Live was
one of the aliens,
brilliant.
Was he?
Yeah.
Crawled around with a paper that said command and obey and stuff. There was the Nazi werewolf.
Yeah, the Nazi werewolf. We got a picture of him.
From American Werewolf?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was, who was it? The guy with the red face, it had like a zip on it. What was that from again? No, it wasn't a zip.
It was the guy from Hellraiser, you know, when they skin your man in Hellraiser.
Yeah, sorry.
Frank?
So
Frank, yeah.
So it wasn't. For some reason I had it in my head that it was a zip, but that's a different film. But no,
well,
he was there.
That's still Hellraiser as well. That's late into Hellraiser, I think.
Yeah, so there was a guy dressed up as that. There was loads of like Michaels, loads of
Beetlejuice, and there was one Beetlejuice and Lydia were brilliant. She was wearing the red dress and everything.
I think there was 2 or 3 Beetlejuices the second day. Then loads of Michaels, loads of Terrifiers. A couple of the little girl from Terrifier, so like the
pale girl,
yeah.
I'm not sure how many Arctic clowns we called out when I was speaking to them, and they spoke back. I was like, you're not supposed to speak.
No, there was a couple of them that were really good. Like, they genuinely didn't speak to anyone. They had the little horn and they'd honk it and stuff at people. Then there was
one of the best ones I've seen was on the Saturday when we were watching the panel with the Terrifier crew. There was a guy dressed up as, do you remember Brain Dead?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you remember the final creature thing, Brain Dead, when like the head's up here?
Yeah.
Dressed up as that, like the head dangling above everything, and they had like the baby and everything.
Yeah, there was 2 people dressed up as I think they were a couple. I don't like. It was a man and a woman. I think they were a couple because they were there together. They were both dressed as Terminators.
Oh, they were brilliant, yeah.
That was really cool. Like, there was loads of people that like were done really well. Then there was people as Scream. Not to say they weren't done well, but like
the Lego Jason.
The Lego Jason was really good. He had a big Lego head and all on him. That was very good. There was loads of people like really good costumes. Then there,
Remember the one that had the pram with her? She had the egg from Alien.
yeah,
All right.
She had an
she
egg
was
in the pram,
and
and she
she
was
was
the
the xenomorph.
xenomorph.
Oh,
Yeah.
deadly.
Oh, like she was very good. Like, yeah, we have a picture of that as well. Loads of really, really good costumes at it.
And I think her
Um,
partner was in a wheelchair, right?
yeah,
And he dressed up as Billy from Saw.
yeah. Then at
Genius.
the after party, we bumped into somebody who was
Starship
dressed
Troopers.
as Samara Weaving from Ready or Not.
All right.
Like that was really well done. And again, that's just like she had a dress and then like the row of bullets or whatever it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Like it looked really good. There was loads of people like that just
The
kind of
Starship
around.
Troopers one was brilliant. He
Starship
had the
Troopers,
full thing, and then when he turns around, he has one of the creature's legs sticking out of his back.
Oh,
yeah.
deadly.
And then, oh, who were the other ones? Do you remember we saw them and then we saw them, there was two of them, and then we saw them later, and there was some guy that was just in like army gear who just happened to have like an army jacket
Oh,
on.
they were
And we were
they
like,
were the
the
Marines from
recruitment.
Alien.
Yeah. We were like, the recruitment's going well, because there was just this guy in an army jacket and he was holding their guns, and they were like, yeah, we picked this guy up. He's gonna join us now. And they were just walking around like,
absolutely everybody was super friendly.
Yeah.
If you've any doubts, even if you were going by yourself, I wouldn't have a doubt in my mind. Like, I have no issue going to things by myself. I wouldn't care. But like anyone that has any issues, if you're watching this, to go to things by themselves, you won't be left alone there.
Yeah, the convention was really good. Like the Sunday, I know we talked a lot about Saturday. The Sunday was very similar in that sense. Now what we did, because we had the diamond passes, any photos and autographs and stuff we were getting, we did on the Saturday. So we actually didn't really do photographs or anything like that on the Sunday. We just went to panels and then went around the stalls and stuff. So that was really good. Like we got to see loads of the stalls, got to chat to people.
Head's trying to win a Kiefer Sutherland bust.
Oh yeah, there was so we got a taxi, right? And it was what was it, like £15, right? Yeah, fine, £15.
1540 it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, sorry, yeah, count to 1540, right? And I was like, yeah, that's cool, whatever. And I was like, do you mind if I give you, because I was giving him cash, right? So I was like, do you mind if I just give you £15? And he was like, no, 1540. And I was like, oh, like I really don't want the coin back. But like normally over here, if that happened, I'd be like, oh, just keep it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like it kind of annoyed me because I was like, do you mind if I just give you 15? Like, I'm obviously not from this country. Like you can hear it in my accent. So he gave me the change back. I was like, yeah, grand. So I just had this coin. So we were going around and there was like a raffle. No, not a raffle. They weren't allowed to call it a raffle. But basically you get the money and they were going to do a draw for different prizes. So you just got to pick which prizes you want. And so I just gave your man the money and I was like, the Kiefer Sutherland bust from...
$3,000.
It's worth $3,000, so it's the one from of his face, when he first turns into the vampire, or when you first see him turn into the vampire. Then there was a couple of other things, and I was like, yeah, just put my name down for those different bits there. So they said like if you win, they'll send me an email. Now I'm not expecting to win or anything, but it's like fuck it, like I have the coin there, may as well just fucking get rid of it.
Exactly.
But overall, top drawer experience, first con.
And you're going again next year.
Yep.
Yeah, so we've already set ourselves up for going next year. Yourself and Dynamo are waiting until after Christmas to see what your funds are like. But yeah, we were just like, right, we're gonna just get it sorted now. So what we've done is we've bought a diamond pass for the Saturday. Because as I said, what we found we did was we just did all of our photos and stuff on one day. So the way we kind of look at it is we'll just pack up one day with any photos and stuff we want and use the diamond pass there. And then the second day we're going to use basically for the shopping and panels and stuff. Now, there's different panels on each day, so there might be a chance that we're just like, right, we're going to have to go to that panel instead of what we were planning to do, and we'll just do it another day.
As we know, there's no guests announced yet, but we do know that Lynn Shay and Ali Larter are definitely, well, I say definitely, they're supposed to be coming back. That was part of their deal of not being.
Yeah, they're listed as coming next year. and also so is Rose McGowan,
Oh
because
yes.
they were meant to be at this year, and then a good bit out from the con announced they couldn't go. Lynn Shay picked up COVID and ended up in the hospital, I believe. So there was nothing you can do about that. Ali Larter and Rose McGowan had work commitments,
That's
so
fair.
they kind of have to take those roles. That's kind of the way acting is. If you get told, yeah, the film you're meant to be filming is going to be filming now, you're just kind of, all right, I better get in on that. So yeah, those are the guests that are not announced, but like expected to be announced,
Yeah.
be based on what happened this year. So that's what we're doing. We've bought everything. So we've got our Friday uh film that they're going to
Yeah.
show bought. We've got our Saturday Diamond Pass, Saturday after party, Sunday normal pass, and Sunday closing party, which is a new thing. So they didn't used to do. So they never did the film thing on the Friday night before. That's something they brought in last year, and they're continuing it. And the Sunday after party is something that they've never done before. So next year will be the first year of it. So we've booked up everything for that. We haven't booked our.
Said, I don't think there's much more we need to say. The con was
No.
absolutely off the fucking charts.
Well, I'm delighted for you, boys, and all going well. I'll be with us next year.
No, you won't.
Well, I'm just saying,
You're
all
getting,
going well.
you're getting as bad as Sick Note Sherlock on Retro Time Recast.
Hold
Don't
on a
start.
minute. I had a fucking operation. You leave me alone. And
Bullshit.
I know you did say you'd wheel me around in a wheelchair. In
I
fairness,
did.
You did say that.
And do you know what? It wouldn't have made a world of difference if you were in one or
No.
not. You would have still loved it.
Even
Yeah.
with 6,000 people there, you would have easily got around like that. Like that's how big the space is. Like that's not to say like, oh, they undersold. No, they sold out. But there's that much space. They want to make sure that everyone still has that freedom to move around, where you're not like in a packed can of sardines or anything like that. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, it was just, yeah, it was perfectly set up. I don't care what anyone said or that they complained. It was too busy. It wasn't.
No, it was.
You boys enjoyed the shit out of it, so that's really all that matters to
Oh
us.
yeah. And,
Oh yeah, like we enjoyed it so much that basically when they announced the tickets, we were like, right, let's start looking at prices and
Yeah.
what we're gonna do. So yeah, we're sorted to go now for next year, which is October 19th and 20th.
Mhm.
That weekend. So we're already set. Like everything, not everything's booked up. We haven't booked a hotel and we haven't booked our
But you will.
flights yet. But we'll get to them. We wanted to get the tickets to stuff first because
They'll sell.
like we don't want to wait and then that things are sold out. So we kind of were like, let's get them now. And the other stuff we can get later on. Like.
So is
But,
it safe to say that you're both giving it a 5 slabs out of 5?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right. Well, on that note, Greg, do you want to take us home like you normally do?
Take me home country roads.
Absolutely.
You know what'll happen if you go up them country roads and take a wrong turn, lads?
Yeah, you make 5 bad films.
Well, it could be worse. It could be Texas Chainsaw and make 8.
Once the first one's all right, that's all that matters. Anyway,
First wrong turn was right.
I remember you did win me over on the wrong turn, in fairness.
Yeah. Don't try that shit with me.
No,
I'm a
no,
fucking
no.
connoisseur here.
I fucking know. Kind of sort of arguments, I know.
But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was the show on the review of the For the Love of Horror 2023. It was awesome.
Thanks again.
Thanks again to the lads for the great setup and Monopoly and Neil and Ben and stuff. And I'll finish this the way I finish every single Friday night, except last week with the quiz.
Yeah.
Forgot to do it, but
Okay.
I was too busy basking in my victory.
Oh.
But in the words of the great George A. Romero, ladies and gentlemen, stay scared.
Woo!